We're Tanya and Adam, and this is the tiny van we've called home for the last 3 years as we've travelled around Europe. We've been to some amazing places, breaking down a few times along the way. But now, Jits really is starting to show her age, and this will probably be her last big trip, if we even make it to Europe. In this film, we try and make it to Italy, and we go through the roller coaster of emotions that come with living in an old van.
The never-ending trials and tribulations of living in Jits.
We look at other options for a future tiny home on wheels, but we start our trip here, broken down on a motorway. Subscribe to follow along.
So we're just driving along at full speed along the motorway, and Jit started spluttering and going zung 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 and being really jerky in her movements, and well, it felt unsafe, to be fair, and I don't like. Normally she does that when we're slowing down and coming to like a stop, so it's kind of okay, it doesn't feel dangerous, but obviously when you're hurtling along a motorway it made me feel very nervous. So I just kind of pulled in. She seems to be running okay, so we're going to try and carry on, but I'm just going to stay in the slow lane and hope that's okay. And just assess, and if it feels dangerous, obviously I'll pull in.
It would always happen. As soon as we got comfortable and used to jitters running properly, something would go wrong.
Oh yeah, that's surely I'm not going to be doing that, okay. It's when I'm doing high revs, so...
Luckily, a quarter of a mile up the road, there was a services. We managed to make it there safely and call roadside assistance.
When you break down as a camper van, it's not just like, oh, your car's broken down, your home is broken down. So it's a nightmare, and it's classic. Like, as soon as we start to feel confident about, oh, Jits is running okay, it's just a matter of time and then there's something else. So kind of here we are again, hoping to leave for Europe on Friday. It's Tuesday now. We're on our way to the garage to get MOT work done that needs to be done for her to pass through MOT, and now, you know, who knows what this is going to add to that, whether we're going to be, well, who knows if the trip's going to happen basically, but we'll just have to see.
We called the AA and had a quick look, even though we had no clue what we were looking at, and we had a cup of tea while we waited.
How are you feeling?
If I'm honest, I'm feeling worried that we won't be able to make it to Europe at all, and it's really disappointing because we've always said that this is probably Jits's last hurrah, and I can't believe that it might actually not even happen at all. So
I also have no idea what we'd be doing if this fails and we can't go to Europe. Where's Jits go? What do we do?
Yeah. He couldn't find a problem and said the engine is running sweet.
Just classic Jits. As soon as there's an expert around, she behaves herself.
We were told it was safe to drive on, so we continued on our way to the mechanics. The issue occurred a few times on the drive, but if we kept our revs low, it seemed to be okay.
Just gonna stick in the slow lane.
We dropped Jits off at a garage and spent 2 days in a nearby cafe. Day 1 was spent checking over the issues and seeing what needed to be done. Day 2 was all about the rust. It's not the nicest mornings, and we're taking Jits to the garage on the second day for the welder to come in and to suss out the damage. Anyone who's broken down in a van that they live in will know it's a strange feeling, dropping off your little home with nowhere to go. Go for a little rainy adventure, won't we? But it's part of the reality of living in an old van. We found a lovely cafe and waited for the news. Then they called. Right, what's the verdict?
So it's going to be a lot of welding, and they're not sure when they're going to be able to do it, but it's going to be about a grand's worth of welding, we think, and that's just the welding, and there's all the other bits and pieces that need doing. So we don't know the full quote yet, but we're going to go in, we're going to pick up the van, and they're going to give us a quote and an estimate on when they think they can do it.
We had to wait 5 days until the garage was able to do the work. It turns out Jits went in for her work on my birthday, so we took the train into London. And as one day of work turned into 2, then 3, we stayed in London and met up with some old friends.
Yay!
He's paying the bill. It was great to get back to see Jits waiting for us, ready to drive.
Woohoo!
Yes!
Yes, Jits!
So good to be back on the road with Jits.
Oh, wow.
Oh, honestly, such a relief. She's driving okay. There's still the issue in the background, but we'll pretend that's not there and just go to Europe, shall we?
Yes! Jits! Jits, Tringy, Jits!
Finally confident Jits was back on the road, we booked ourselves onto the Eurotunnel.
10 a.m. 196.
My God, guys, it has been a bit of a roller coaster these last few days, but we are back in Jits. We're on the road and we're officially crossing over on the Eurotunnel tomorrow.
We're booked in.
We're booked in. Triggy's booked in. He costs 22 quid. Just in case anyone was wondering how much a pet is. 22 quid. But yeah, we're so happy. And yeah, it's a strange thing. When van life is obviously the most freeing thing that you can do. One of the big appeals to it is it's so freeing and you become so independent. But as soon as something goes wrong with your van, like mechanically, it's the opposite. You're so vulnerable and you're so dependent on everyone around you, like, you know, fixing your van, letting you stay places. So yeah, we're just really grateful to everyone who helped us out, and we're really grateful that we are back on the road. And yeah, we're just super exciting. We still have a bit of a underlying mechanical issue with Jits, so it's not like it's going to be plain sailing, but we're just going to ignore that, pretend everything's fine, and just crack on to Europe.
Yeah, and we're feeling so grateful. Thank you to everyone, and particularly our Instagram community, who sent us so many good luck messages.
Yeah.
They must have worked, because
We had good luck.
she passed her MOT and we're booked in and it's happening, and I'm just kind of in a state of disbelief. I'm just so overwhelmed and I just feel really excited. It's actually happening.
Yeah, and I just think we should extend a special thank you, an extra special thank you, to our patrons who have helped us be able to afford all the repair work on Jits, because it wasn't expensive. It came to over like £1,300, £1,400 in total.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was a bit of a sting, but made much less devastating thanks to our patrons. So thank you so much for that. And yeah, roll on tomorrow.
Yeah.
The next morning, I woke Adam and Triggy up bright and early, excited to get on the road.
Coming to help, Triggs.
What?
It's just not even turning over. That sounds like a flat battery. Okay, literally starting the engine to head off to the Eurotunnel, and the engine just goes click, click, click.
We tried to jump start with our battery pack, but it wasn't fully charged, so it didn't work. A friendly neighbour, also on his way to the Eurotunnel, came over to try and bump start us.
You have a YouTube channel.
Yes.
I've watched you.
Have you? That's brilliant.
That's so funny.
Unfortunately, that didn't work either, probably because of our old jump leads. So I rebooked the Eurotunnel for later that afternoon, hoping that when our jump pack charged, we would be able to get Jits back up and running.
It almost feels like Jits doesn't want us to leave. Take two.
Good luck, everyone. Yes!
Right, I got to unplug that box. This thing saved our lives.
Right then, Triggs. Yeah, happy, aren't you? You're happy too. Yes.
And with that, we were finally on our way to the Eurotunnel, with all of our problems behind us. Or so we thought. Now we just had to hope that the engine would start at the other end. Classic. The bread just fell down.
Come on, Jits.
Oh.
God, I was so nervous. I'd visualised the fact that I'd have to get the charging box, run out the front, jump start her and everything. And breathe. We have arrived. We are at our first park up, our first European park up. And yeah, it does the job. It's exactly what we love about Europe. The fact that we're just allowed to park up in places like this. And you've got facilities over here with water, a place to drain your grey waste. I think there might even be a black waste place here as well. And yeah, it just feels like we're back on the road properly. We are in Europe and it feels like we're properly travelling again. Do you ever walk, Triggs? Triggs can't wait to explore Europe.
Come on, Triggs. Come out the back door.
No. Oi, 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 oi.
It felt like van life as we love it had resumed. We were exhausted, but back on the road and back on mainland Europe, excited to get out there and adventure. Jits was starting, but only just, and sometimes only with the help of our block.
Oh. She started, but she's turning over really slowly. I mean, it starts, but do you hear that tick over? It's really slow.
So even though we know that this is going to be the last trip that we're going to have in Jits.
Probably going to be the last trip that we're going to have in Jits.
Yeah, most likely the last trip in Jits. Travel is always going to be part of our future because we have big plans to go backpacking across Asia.
We also always want overlanding and like van life to be part of our lives, so we want to do some overlanding in Africa.
Oh, absolutely. And one of the ways that we love getting travel inspiration is from magazines like National Geographic or Wanderlust magazine, which is why we're so excited to share with you today's sponsor of this film, which is Readly. If you've not yet discovered them, they're essentially this online platform that allow you to access thousands of magazines from all over the world, and you get access to back issues as well, which is really, really cool. It's a lot more convenient when you live in a van.
Yeah, we couldn't have hundreds of thousands of magazines with us.
Exactly. And I also love that we can download the issues so that when we are completely off grid, we can just relax and read a magazine. So loads of inspiration. So no matter what your interests are, be it travel, DIY, gardening, you can be sure that you'll find magazines that are perfectly suited to you. So make sure that you click the link in our description to get 2 months free with Readly. And also you can cancel anytime, so you actually have nothing to lose.
I also want to really thank everybody who's subscribed to our channel. It's because of you that we can secure sponsors like Readly, and that enables us to carry on travelling and making the films that we make, and it enables us to keep Jits on the road.
Yeah, and also if you click our link, it also helps us massively. So if you've been thinking about joining Readly, make sure that you use our link.
Now's the time.
Yay!
And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe.
We are making a very important detour on our way to Italy, and this is because we know that van life is always going to be part of our travels, and it's something that we absolutely love to do. Unfortunately, we know that Jits is also on her way out. This is her last hurrah. This is her last trip. We do not think that we'll be able to take her on another adventure.
Not without a lot of breakdowns anyway.
Exactly, and just putting so much money into her, so it's just not worth it. So the point is that we are on our way to somewhere very special where we're hoping to look at other potential vans that we can then take and convert into your future home on wheels. So very exciting.
See what we find.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my god, look at them all.
Wow. All of them are red.
That is amazing. Oh my god, they're so cool. Such a cool size. Right, let's go.
We parked Jits around the corner so she wouldn't get jealous.
There's so many of them, they're amazing.
We met one of the mechanics who said we could have a look around and check out all the beautiful vans. Autohaus Brosi was full of beautiful old fire trucks and ambulances. In this case, size really matters. We want something that's comfortable to stand up in and lie across in.
No.
Oh no.
As we were looking around, our imagination ran away with us, trying to picture our perfect future home on wheels.
Yes, this is the one. This is the one I was looking at online.
My God, it is gorgeous.
Isn't it so cool? So this is my favourite one. This is the one we found online, which is why we ended up here. So, oh, it looks so tall. Oh yeah.
It's like Cinderella's slippers. Will this one fit? Yes.
Perfect.
Oh, you're right. It's like
It's
all the windows we can...
It's an empty shell already. So when you stand in this space, you can tell that it is definitely a bit bigger than Jits, but not so much bigger that it's too big. For me, this is the perfect size. The perfect size. 22,000 kilometers. 22,000 kilometers this has done, and this is from 1978. Lying across it is a bit of a game changer because of the way we want to do our build. It makes it so much more practical if we can have a bed that goes widthways rather than sleeping lengthways, because then it just intrudes into the space a lot more.
Will I close the door?
Yeah, let me set up first. So if I had my shoes off and sleep at just a slight angle like that,
The fetal position.
The most important thing we were looking for was reliability, and these old vans are famously reliable.
They say 500,000 is not a problem, but they say in this engine all.
Our imagination is running wild with the possibilities of what we can do and what we want to do.
Let us know what you think.
Yeah, we'd love to hear your guys' advice. And yeah, if you think we're barking up the wrong tree and just getting excited because they're so beautiful and full of character, or whether this is something that's potentially sensible.
Upon making it to Austria, we were immediately met by seemingly endless mountains. We took a much needed break from driving and stretched our legs on a walk around Heiterwanger See. The light was beautiful and the air crisp. The lake surrounded by mountains and forest. The shimmering light of the lake reflecting on the trees. It was good to be back on the trail again. But then, back to the reality of Jits.
The never-ending trials and tribulations of living in Jits.
Oh, Dave.
We'll come in, yeah, it says welcome.
Yeah!
We made it to
We
Italy!
just saw the welcome sign!
Jits made it to Italy!
So Jits isn't starting again. We just pulled in after like 3.5 hour drive to just stop at a tiny little shop and get some food, and Jits wouldn't start up even with the jumper pack. So we're recharging the jumper pack and we're going to try that again.
We recharged the jumper pack for one last try.
What's the plan then?
I guess AA.
Check you're safe before we can send help.
So I've just got off the phone to the AA and it's 9 o'clock now or something, and they said if they don't turn up by 11, give them a call. I'm beginning to wish we just slept here and did it in the morning, but hopefully they'll come in the next couple of hours and we'll be able to get to our spot and just relax.
So we're gonna make the bed.
So we're gonna make the bed.
Just woke up from a nap and Adam has started Jits.
Yeah, the mechanic has come. He jump started us, and now we're going to follow him to his garage, which we can sleep at. And tomorrow morning at 9, he says, even though it's Sunday, he's going to put. I've got to go. I've got to follow him. He's going to put a new battery in for us, which is. He's such a legend.
Aww.
Couldn't quite understand his name. I thought he said Erwin, but that sounds unlikely. Sunday is your day off.
Aye.
But you've come to help us anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so
Oh.
kind.
Aber wir sind hier.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, but it's open today, it's closed.
No, it is closed. It is Sunday.
Yes.
Closed. Aber wir sind in the home.
Yes.
Is kein Problem.
Oh.
Well, you're so kind. You're an absolute hero.
Okay. So,
Okay.
jetzt machen wir einen Start.
Start.
Ja, Start.
Yes! Yes! What a hero!
Driving away from the garage, we felt quietly confident that we turned a corner and we were ready to get out there and tour Italy.
The absolute feeling of utter relief and excitement. I just feel so elated about the fact that we're back on the road in Jits and she started okay. And it just feels like a constant emotional roller coaster with her.
We'll get like that, then someone else will be wrong,
Yeah.
and then we'll get that fixed. And hopefully that's it for a little while now. Like, she feels like she's running smoothly, she's starting smoothly. So hopefully we can enjoy this amazing scenery. The Dolomites is looking beautiful.
Yeah, look.
Whoa.
Wow, yes, look at the view.
The next morning, we woke up to the best view we'd had in a long time, and all the stress of the breakdowns melted away.
We know this film hasn't been our usual look at all these beautiful places we are, but that's just not been our reality.
Yeah.
So it's not what we've been able to film. But hopefully it will be from here on in, because, well, look where we are. It's already begun.
That's the thing about van life. It can have its challenges and things can and will go wrong. But when they go right, there is no better way to live.
We find ourselves starting from scratch.
Van life gives you ultimate freedom to explore wherever the road takes you, to feel at home anywhere and take life at whatever pace you want. To sleep in the mountains or by the sea, but sometimes outside a mechanic's. With a life on the road, sometimes you have to take the lows en route to the highs.
All I'm asking now, don't give up.
Great pasta.
It's really nice. Oh, it feels so nice to be out, back in the mountains, back kind of semi-hiking, because I feel like this is a bit more of a easing ourselves into it.
Yeah, and easing Triggy into it.
Yeah, for sure, because he's an old man and yeah, he needs his breaks, but he's actually really taking it into his stride.
Yeah, he's doing really well.
Yeah, as soon as he gets tired, just pop him into the bag and he's absolutely grand afterwards.
He loves it in the bag as well.
He really does. And I wish you had a bag for me sometimes. But yeah, it's so great to be back here in Italy and then just experiencing the Dolomites, because it is hiking heaven. So that is what we're going to be up to for the next week or so, which will be the next.
If you're not already, make sure you subscribe, because our next film will be all about hiking the Dolomites. And yeah, we're really excited to get out there and really push ourselves and Triggy to see like the best hikes that we can do, because we're so excited.
Yeah, and make sure to give this video a thumbs up if you've enjoyed it, because it really does help us so much, and it helps other people discover our films.
And wish us luck that Jits' problems are actually over.
Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe to join along on our journey now that we have finally made it to Italy.
For every morning that I rise and I am showered by your smiles, oh yeah. For every night I got too near, tears dry out, clouds disappear, oh yeah. Been the best part of my